Someone paid $44 billion for a website. I mean, Elon Musk really does own some truly wild stuff. Forget just a house. He has this one private jet, a Gulfstream G650 ER. That thing cost him around $66 million. It is an incredible machine designed for ultra-long-range flights, flying at nearly 980 kilometers per hour. He often uses it to travel globally for his different companies like Tesla and SpaceX. Think about that for a second. $66 million just for his plane. And that is only one item. Then there is the stuff from the Boring Company. He owns several proof-rock tunnel boring machines. Each one of those is like $13 million. He probably has at least 3 running, so that is $39 million just for these gigantic drills that make tunnels for future transportation. He wants to dig underground networks for electric vehicles moving at 240 kilometers per hour. It is a truly big vision. The company already dug a 1.7-mile test tunnel in Las Vegas. Oh, and the houses. He once owned 7 different houses in Bel Air, California. He sold them all, but back then, they were worth over $100 million combined. One specific estate he had was over 10 acres. He sold the last one for $30 million. Now he lives in a small $50,000 house near Boca Chica. But he did own those crazy expensive ones. His investment in X Corp, formerly Twitter, that was a $44 billion acquisition. He personally put up a huge amount of capital for that one. That is not just a company, that is an enormous thing, a global communication platform used by hundreds of millions of people daily. It processes billions of messages per day. Its servers are everywhere processing massive data. Then you have the space stuff. He put his own red Tesla Roadster into space with a dummy astronaut named Starman back in 2018. The car itself was $200,000, but the cost of that Falcon Heavy launch was roughly $90 million. Sending your car into Martian orbit, that is just a different level of rich. It travels at about 31,000 kilometers per hour in its solar orbit. That car has now traveled billions of miles across the solar system. And then there are the SpaceX Starship prototypes. He is deeply involved in their development. Building and testing these massive rockets costs an absolute fortune. We are talking hundreds of millions of dollars for each prototype. Imagine a whole collection of those. Each one stands over 120 meters tall. They are aiming for fully reusable spaceflight to Mars. The total development cost is already in the billions of dollars. He effectively owns this fleet of cutting-edge spacecraft. An astonishing feat of engineering. His personal stake in Neuralink is another massive thing. This company is working on brain-computer interfaces. He has personally invested perhaps $500 million into it early on. They have already done first human trials. It is a crazy idea, linking human brains to computers. They hope to restore sight and mobility for paralyzed people. It is a long-term project, but the investment is huge. He also has a unique car collection beyond just Teslas. He bought the actual Lotus Esprit submarine car from the James Bond movie The Spy Who Loved Me. He paid about $1 million for that vehicle. That is a famous movie prop, a real submarine car. How many people own one of those? 1. It is a classic piece of film history. He plans to make it work underwater again. And let's not forget the Dojo supercomputer. This is part of Tesla, but represents a massive asset he effectively owns through his primary stake. Dojo is for training AI models for self-driving cars. Its development alone is projected to cost over $1 billion eventually. Currently, it is already at $250 million in capital expenditures. It has over 100,000 training nodes. This supercomputer is essential for Tesla's full self-driving ambitions. It processes petabytes of data every single day to improve its algorithms. Finally, his extensive land holdings in Boca Chica, Texas, for SpaceX Starbase operations. He has acquired hundreds of acres over many years. This land is now a massive rocket development and launch site. Buying that much prime waterfront property and developing it for heavy industrial use would easily be worth hundreds of millions of dollars, if not $1 billion, when you factor in all the infrastructure. It is basically his private spaceport. That is a lot of dirt to own. Probably one of the most expensive parcels of land in the world dedicated to space. All these things add up to a staggering amount of wealth and power.